Hi, everybody. I'm Doron Kornbluth from Mosaica Press, speaking to you from the land of Israel in the Mosaica office, which used to be a very busy place before Corona, but now everybody's working from home. I'm the only one here. We have a chance today to meet Mrs. Adina Soclof, who is the book author, Parenting Simply. It's a tremendous title. Love the cover also, but the title also, Parenting Simply. And obviously you have parentingsimply.com, and you're online and Aish and Instagram and all these different things, we see you around. And it's actually the first time, though we've been working together for about 2 years, more, a little more, but without something like that.
Right.
Talked on the phone and a lot of texting and emailing. It's actually the first time we've actually spoken. We have about, I would say about half of our authors are, a little less, maybe a third of our authors are Israel-based. And so we get to know them, they come to the office, whatever, or if they're Americans that come to visit during the time. But a lot of times it's like this, where we, it's an American author, and that's great. Now that Zoom is so common, we'll probably do more video type stuff. We never really did it before. So anyways, it's nice to meet you. I think people would be interested to hear how you came to this. In other words, what's the genesis? Like, why did you get into teaching about parenting? How did you get into it? Anything to share? Again, we only have a few minutes just to start of a conversation. We'll speak again later.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a long story, but I will try to keep it as short as possible. So this is my long elevator speech. So when my son was very young, I was yelling a lot, and I shouldn't say as I started having more kids, I was getting frustrated and yelling. And my sister gave me the book, How to Talk So Kids Will Listen by Adele Faber and Elaine Mazosh. And I was really taken with this book, and I felt I really connected with this book. So I read it, I started using the techniques in the book from, and really, it really worked. Like, I just felt like I was yelling less, and I was really connecting with my kids. So then I took the workshop, and because I had used the book and I was using all the techniques at home, I had a lot to say. So I was, Miss Know-It-All in the class. So probably a little annoying, but just not annoying enough that they needed somebody to run subsequent workshops, and they asked me to run the workshops. And I was like, what? Are you crazy? I'm not running parenting workshops. I'm like, I use the techniques, but yeah, still, I mean, whatever. You don't want to be around my house when, things are going crazy. So, but they said, nope, we want it. And I went home to my husband. He's like, do it. Just do it. So I said, okay, fine. And I started giving parenting workshops. And then we had to expand the program. And they asked us, so they wanted us to do it 2 nights a week, which I just was not willing to do because my kids were young and I really wanted to be home with my kids. So somebody said, well, why don't you do this online, which is the first time. It was like around that era where people were starting to give classes online. So I was like, okay. And then somebody said, well, maybe you need to start a blog. And I said, okay. At every point, it was very scary for me. I'm like, a blog? Being online? And that was it. I developed this blog, parentingsimply.com, and then I started writing articles, and then the OU contacted me. They wanted me to write for the website, and Aish contacted me. They wanted me to write for their website, and I just started writing and writing and writing. And then you had contacted me, and you said, could you put your articles into a book? And I said,
I saw your pieces online.
yes. So I was like, really? And my husband said, yes, you are writing a book.
You're actually a proof, because we are, most of our, thank God, Mosaica has grown a lot. We're only 9 years old, and thank God we're getting a lot of great authors, and, Chashuv people. Rebbetzin Swirsky's on her third book. Rav Asher Weiss is now on his third book, Baruch Hashem. And thank God it's going great. And most people are now coming to us, and as we just get submissions. But I still look for really good quality things, and out there, and I devote like an hour or two a week just looking online and seeing if there's anything that I don't know, people that I don't know. And I often feel like I'm like a salesman, because somebody who doesn't know me, and I'm contacting them out of the blue and say, hey, you want to write a book for us?
Right.
And like sometimes, like, you know, if they know Mosaica, then okay, or if they know my books or whatever, but often they don't. And
Right.
so, but there's a few cases where it's really worked well, where we have a really quality author that we contact, and you're one of them, you know, where it actually shows that the system works. It's worth it to find people and
Thank you.
contact them proactively. Okay, so we don't have a lot of time, and if you're willing,
Okay.
I'm glad to do this again. Let me ask you one specific question that I think people would be very interested in. Life in general, and especially Corona, you know, lockdown, half lockdown, on lockdown, even if you're not in lockdown, you're not going anywhere. It's, you know, real personalities come out. You know, a kid is out of schedule, out of school, out of peer pressure that way. And so I'll tell you, I have some kids that are my own personal kids. I have some kids that are just thriving. They're happy. They're talking to their friends on the phone. They're learning guitar, and they're just like they're using it. And I have another kid or two that well, let's just say, you know, daylight would be nice for him to see sometimes. I'm exaggerating, but
I know.
And it's obviously, you know, on the one hand, like you want to instruct them and guide them. That's what we're here for as parents. And on the other hand, just it's the summer and it's hot and it's Corona and just, you know, relax. But any advice how a parent in the current situation can balance things?
Yeah, so it's very true. Like there are some kids, my kids happen to be flourishing. My kids are older, but they happen to be flourishing, and actually I have one son who taught himself guitar also. But for the other kids, but I do think that you need to really keep an open dialogue with these kids. And, you know, when my daughter was, you know, sleeping really late and staying up really late. So we sat down and we really problem solved with her. We're like, we think, you know, this is an issue. How can we improve this? Where can we, what things could we work out here? We know that this is difficult for you. What things can work for you? You always want to ask kids, what is going to work for you? What could be better? This is the problem that I see. Or also, how can we work together to figure this out? And again, stating, I know it's Corona, but you know, you do need to see some daylight hours. I think it's important to mention.
I was just talking about myself. I'm just kidding.
Well, you work on different it really might be true.
Yeah, my problem is not sleeping too much. It's just being caffeine addicted and not sleeping enough. Okay, right. That's fascinating, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. For people who want more of your teaching, so the book, obviously, Parenting Simply, which you can find at mosaicapress.com. Parenting Simply is amazing. And by the way, was this was this your idea, or was it our graphics people? With the
Your
cover?
Graphics people made the most beautiful cover. Thank you so much.
I'm delighted. I'm delighted. They're really, I mean, we have top of the line. The head of Feldheim actually said recently that like our graphics are unbelievable, which is great from you know. So thank God.
Beautiful.
Thank
I
God.
get so many compliments.
That's wonderful.
But yeah, but we're actually rolling out. We're going to be doing a class from parentingsimply.com. So, and we're going to be, as part of the class, we're going to be giving the book as part of the class.
Wonderful.
So hopefully that is going to be coming out soon. Yeah, we're working on that right now.
So I have one more question before we go. Will you adopt my teenager?
Yes, send them to me. I love teenagers. I love them.
So do I. I love my own, but I'm going to keep them. Okay, thanks very much. It's been a pleasure, and I hope we can do this again.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.